Good afternoon. We're here this afternoon to announce that Basim Henry was found guilty after a jury trial of murder, felony murder, carjacking, conspiracy to commit carjacking, possession of a firearm, and possession of that firearm for an unlawful purpose, and as a person not to have weapons, a previously convicted felon. Our remarks today will be brief because, as you are aware, we must be aware of the fact that 3 other defendants remain to stand trial, and all defendants at that juncture are presumed innocent. I want to first today commend the highly competent and highly ethical trial of this matter by Assistant Prosecutors Ralph Amarata and Brian Matthews. I'm going to ask them to address you shortly. I must also commend the outstanding detective work done on this case. I remember 3 years ago and more, the terrible night of December 16th in 2013 so clearly, and from that moment forward for months, investigators doggedly followed every lead, uncovering the evidence that was necessary for the conviction that came down today. Our Chief Quavella Sproul, is going to speak to you about this next. I am honored to extend my gratitude on behalf of the Essex County Prosecutor's Office to the family of Dustin Friedland, his widow Jamie, his parents, his sister, for their support of the efforts of this office, for their dignity, and for their strength to see this process through. And I also would be remiss to not thank the members of the wider Essex County community. As I said almost 3 years ago, a little bit more, when we announced arrests in this matter, people from all over this county, from Milburn to Newark, called in with tips and leads that started the process that eventually led to the evidence that resulted in today's conviction. And it's my belief that this crime, the senselessness of it, outraged people to such a degree that they were willing to extend their empathy to the family of Dustin Friedland and to the help of this office in the investigation. And the empathy shown by strangers to Justin touched me then as it does now. I'm going to ask Chief Sproul to say a few words about the investigation in this case.
This was an investigation that was a partnership between local police departments throughout Essex County, throughout the state, throughout the federal government. Any resources we needed during this time in investigation, they were given to us, and we appreciate it. And as you can see, this collaboration was very helpful in the apprehension and the conviction of these this first man, I'm sorry. And we're just hoping that we can bring this to a conclusion with the upcoming trials. It's been a lengthy trial and investigation. Thank you. Ralph.
As everyone has set up here, this clearly was a collaborated effort. Without the help of this office, local police departments, closure would never have occurred. First and foremost, my heart goes out to the Friedland family. They've been here with this trial day in, day out. During deliberations, every day, the family was here. The jury took their time to come to their conclusion. The jury charge was a 56-page charge that they did take time to go through. I respect the jury's verdict. And once again, I'm glad that this is at least one step closer towards closure for both Jamie and the Friedland family.
I can only echo what Ralph said. The Friedlands, both Jamie and Dustin's parents, have been unbelievably cooperative with us, and we appreciate that. And the investigation by this office and the Milburn Police and other police departments was as good as it gets. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've never seen a case so thoroughly and effectively investigated. Thank you.
Are there questions?
Prosecutor, can either Ralph or Brian address how difficult it was for Jamie to testify on the first day?
You know, it's very difficult for any of us to speak for another person, but I'm going to ask Ralph to address that if he can.
The simple answer to that question is no, I can't answer that. Having just seen the evidence, having spent time with Jamie since December 16th, 2013, the day she came down to the prosecutor's office and gave a statement, till 2017. The road she's had to travel, I would not want to be in that situation. I could not imagine being in that situation. She's a very strong young lady. She's handled it as well as anyone could expect, but it's a tough road from her night of being with the last moments of Dustin to going through this long and drawn-out process. I could not imagine that, so I can't really give any insight. Certainly. Obviously, I have spoken to her. I've spoken to her today. I've spoken to her at length throughout the whole process. She understands the importance of her testimony in these trials, and she understands she has to do what needs to be done in order for justice to occur.
And is it certain, prosecutor, that you will move forward with trials for each defendant, or these verdicts, this verdict today, is it possible to strike some kind of plea deal now with the remaining defendants?
Anything is possible. I can't speak as to resolution. At this point in time, the 3 other defendants' matters are pending. We will proceed accordingly, and we will make decisions as they come to us.
How close are you to the next trial for the next defendant?
We will be setting a trial date for the next defendant on or before the sentence date.
And prosecutor, why the decision to try Henry first?
If I may. The reason we chose to prosecute Henry is just a matter of following the evidence. Just starting with Henry and his exposure, coupled with the evidence of the car, it's sort of a step in the process. He was the catalyst. He drove the car. He got the car there. So we were going through it systematically with the evidence.
Hence this conviction ammunition. Can you go to those 3 other defendants and say, look, we have a conviction. Maybe you should do something in your own interest.
As a prosecutor, I don't think I'd use the word ammunition, but I certainly would say that this is definitely a step towards resolution, and whatever means we can use to expedite the resolution of the 3 other defendants, we will.
What's his exposure? I know it's difficult to tell what the number, but what's his possible?
Defendant Henry was convicted of murder and felony murder. The exposure for that is 30 to life. The defendant has 2 prior convictions. The exposure is life plus.
In that regard, what kind of guilt would strike with the other defendants? I mean, you're not going to give them something less than...
All right, now,
I will pass that.
we stand ready to try the other 3 cases. Yeah, exactly. We stand ready to try the next 3. We appreciate the interest shown by the community through the media. Thank you very much.